to my reading. Today on Pick a Pile, and we are going to do a love reading today. So this is 3 piles. You can either pick the blue Celestine heart, the Carnelian, or the blue Quartz, and take a moment to sit with this and then jump into your reading. I've already meditated on your cards and cleansed the space, but you will hear some loud sounds. Okay, pile 1. So let's see how your person is feeling about you today. So you can do it. I'm seeing this for, this is a general reading, so whoever this finds is meant for you. I'm seeing that you're already in a committed relationship and there may have been a betrayal that you're either finding out about or working through right now. And it's really calling forth in you your strength. It's calling you to be strong and to find what fears are really having you stay in this dynamic if it's not serving you. Now, I do believe people can change, and I do believe people learn from their mistakes. So if that resonates for you, take that into consideration, especially if you're already in the phase of working through things and they're showing progress. So people show things through their actions. If their actions match their words and you can really see and feel change, then that's a good sign that you're on the right track with them. But regardless of if you're trying to work it out or you're actually just finding out about a betrayal and you don't know what to do, this is a really big call for you to focus on yourself. How are you nourishing yourself? What kind of food are you putting in your body? How are you treating your body? Are you drowning any heartache in things that are bad for you? Drinking, substances. Now, I'm not here to judge. I'm just going to lay out what is coming up, because right now I believe we are at one of the peak, or starting to peak, I think I would say pre-climax times of evolution on this planet, and we have so much energy on our side. We have so much blessings and energy we can tap into. But if your cells are dirty, if you need a detox, if you're mistreating your temple, your body, your frequency translator, then you are missing out on some of those energies. Now, no, we always have divine timing, and where you are can be perfect for you. But if you're seeing this reading today, this is your call. What are you doing with your health? How can you nourish yourself? How can you take care of yourself? What do you need? Do you need affection? Do you need a hug? Maybe just take some time to sit with your emotions beyond what you think about them, beyond your monkey mind, beyond the stories, and really sit and see what is going on in your life, what is reoccurring, what are the challenges that you've been facing, especially in relationship, and where do you want to go? Who's coming with you? Okay, so that's what this card speaks to me of. An archangel, Michael's there with you, helping you move through any fears. And these kinds of situations, these heartbreaks, these turmoils, they're cracking your heart open for you to give more light and more love to the world. So if you use them properly, if you use them to turn inside and say, okay, what am I afraid of here? Why am I holding on to something that's not serving me? What's the fear behind that? What do I fear like I'm losing? What do I fear I'm missing out on? What is my fear just holding me here? What do I believe about myself that isn't true that's been keeping me here? And if you can start to find these treasures inside, they're going to tell you so much about yourself. And then if you bring in the Holy Spirit, you bring in Creator, you bring in a process like theta healing, tracking beliefs is unbelievable. Very, very helpful to get really stuck mental patterns off of your plate. You can use those as treasures and they become strengths. And each time you do that, you're reclaiming either initiation from a past life, or you are reclaiming a soul gift or a soul skill. And then you're also able to tap into the energies that the universe is sending out to help us right now. And it helps you to get onto an aligned frequency where everything just starts working out, even relationship challenges, even conflicts. Now, I'm also seeing in this card that some of you are also just trying to deepen the intimacy in your relationship. So look at your, again, reflection, big on reflection. Look at your life. What are you or how are you showing up in your relationship? What are you guys doing for each other? And more so you, because you're the only person that you can control. But how are you showing up? What are you doing for each other? How are you creating the romance that you maybe need? How are you creating the deepening of intimacy? How are you contributing to that? How are you disconnecting from that? And just really start to look inside yourself. And my Archangel Michael's empowering you to have the courage and the bravery to do that. And your partner, as you're trying to work through, is feeling really positive as well. They're feeling like, yes, I can do this. I can change. They do love you. They made a mistake, and that's how humans learn. And there's so much out there right now to grab our attention and our frequencies. And if this person is a good person and they normally don't harm you, like I'm not advocating to stay in any kind of abusive relationship, then work it through with them. You will have a positive outcome. That's what I'm seeing here. So let's see what else is going on for you guys here. Okay, so I'm getting really clear guidance that whether you're man or woman, however you identify, it's the masculine partner, the partner who's showing up as a masculine energy was the one who has done the cheating here, has done the betrayal. Might not have even been cheating. I feel like there was just like a betrayal of like trust, in a way of like just not seeing you and not understanding your side and making kind of decisions without you. That's really coming up here for me. But it's father wounds. They didn't see a good example of a father, and that really bothers them actually. They actually really want to show up as a powerful masculine man, but they get confused because they don't have anything to go off of in their ideal. So they get confused and they overthink, and then they misjudge themselves. And there also is a bit of a competition here. There could be the father wound showing up too, where they had to overachieve because nothing they ever did was good enough for their father. So now that has created a lot of temptation and a lot of distraction for them in life, where they're constantly trying to prove themselves. And then they love you, but then they want you, and they know that you see and you have a very strong soul connection, and they love that you see them, but then it creates this pattern of insecurity erupts within them where they think they're behind, or they think they should have had this, or it's kind of like when they call it a midlife crisis. They go chasing after things of their youth that aren't actually necessarily for them or healthy for them, because as we know, nothing that is yours will ever go past you. So this can show up as a big father wound, and that's happening for your partner right now for you. They're really nervous. They're really nervous about your reconciliation. They're nervous about how you're going to see them now. I mean, this is huge anxiety here. It's life-changing eruptions of anxiety. That's what I'm seeing here. And well, it should be. They betrayed you. They betrayed your trust. For some of you, it's going to be with like money and purchasing, and some of you, it's going to be an actual betrayal, emotional affair or an actual affair. And they're like walking on eggshells because they don't want to harm you again. Maybe you've been angry. It's normal to be angry. Maybe you've been a little bit aggressive, and maybe they're just really unclear about what you are wanting from them. And maybe you're unclear about what you're wanting from them, and that's fine. But that's probably why I was really guided to give you that reflection process at the beginning. You hold the keys inside yourself. You hold the answers. And what happens often is, especially in a very high intense emotional situations, which I'm getting here, I'm even nervous in this reading, is you are you are abdicating your power and you're not trusting your intuition. And yes, we should not make decisions from emotions, huge life decisions. But if you sit with your emotions, if you actually allow yourself to feel your pain and feel this, then you can actually work through things a lot faster and they won't get stuck. And if you feel like reading or seeing my June collective reading, that kind of talks about that, and it talks about feeling your pain in there. So if you feel guided to go look that one up, I'll link it in for you. But I think you're really having a hard time with knowing how you feel about the connection. You're scared it's going to happen again. You thought you were in one position with your partner, and now it's like your whole world's flipped upside down to see a different position and a different side, and you're not sure if this is the right situation for you. And that's normal when these things happen. But again, going within is what's going to really make you clear. What do you want? What do you need, regardless of your partner? If you were totally free in the world and you had unlimited resources, what would you do with that? Start there. Start journaling about that. And doesn't mean you have to act on that right now, but just get in touch with those deeper yearnings inside yourself, because that's why the situation has shown up in your life. We get disruptions and challenges and these kinds of interactions because it's a Phoenix season. That's why I left that card there. And again, if you want to read the collective reading, it talks about that in there. But we're in a Phoenix season, all of us. And it's burning up what's no longer serving us. It's burning up whatever blocks love. It's burning up anything that is marring the identity that we have of ourselves. And if we have an incorrect identity, we're going through these disruptions right now to break ourselves up. And unfortunately, you had a partner who was dealing with some insecurities that they didn't really understand, and you thought you had a partnership or a marriage that and a strength in it, which was real. It is still real. These things do happen, but it's because we're not being in touch with our deeper needs, and we're not being honest with ourselves about those needs. And then it's even harder to be vulnerable and honest with those needs to our partners. And a lot of people won't say anything because they're scared to lose somebody, or they're scared to lose a partnership. And I feel like there is an undercurrent of that going on for you. One of you was probably maybe didn't have the words to speak up. That was also going on, but one of you is definitely afraid to actually voice their needs and speak up. And you guys started almost not intentionally hiding things from each other, which has led to this challenge and this disruption, this betrayal. Okay. So this has ignited a jealousy for you, rightfully so, if you've been cheated on, and an envy of sorts, of like comparisons to, well, why don't I have that? Why didn't I give that? Like, what is it that they have that I don't? And honestly, again, if you can use that envy and that kind of inner nudge to go within and look and see, like, what am I envious of? What do I feel like I'm lacking? And try to fill that void, that gap in your life, you can actually use this to fuel a lot of things. You can use this energy, put it into working out, put it into self-care, put it into learning a new skill or a hobby, put it into that self-reflection that you did of what you need, what you want. How do you want to create your life right now? What kind of life do you want to have? Irregardless of how it works out with your partner, that focus will lead you to the best resolution with your relationship right now. Your partner's also having some jealousy. Like, these are kind of mirrored, and you probably had some father wounds that are mirrored here. That's why you attracted each other, to work through these father wounds and really be able to show up for yourself, because masculine energy is the action, it is the builder, it is the provider, it is the one who is making the home and bringing the material into existence. It's the one that cares for you, it's the one that pushes you forward, it's the one that acts. So you are both learning about your masculine energy, and sometimes in a dynamic, the one who's showing up as the feminine can really be abdicating their masculine energy by not supporting themselves, relying too heavily on their partner, not having any kind of skills or resources outside of their partner. So if that's you, this is also another message, and this is a clear directive from the universe, ripping that safety blanket off of you that you can do it. You can do it. You can make this way for yourself. You can create a living doing beautiful, fun things that you love and enjoy, and stop holding yourself back. Stop doubting yourself. Stop leaning too heavily on another and start showing up for yourself. How can I create that wealth? How can I create those resources? What skills do I need to have? Can I go back to school? Just start exploring all of that, and it's really going to pave the best path forward here for you. Mother wounds. Yeah, remember I said that. You are their soulmate. You are connected to them. You are just having a period of time where you're just going through a challenge, and it's potential for your growth. Like I said, it's cracking your light open. For this reading, for this particular group that I'm channeling, because this is a general reading, so take what lands. But for this particular reading, like, you are in a soulmate alignment, and this is the rough stage, and after this you're going to find a lot of peace. Some of you might be a fairly new relationship, 2 to 3 years, where this is happening for you, and you were already a little unclear if this was the one for you, but you've been obsessed with each other, so you stayed, but you weren't really sure if it was very healthy either, and then now this shows up and you're like, hey, see, I knew it. But this is working out through your mother and your father wounds. This is balancing out. The collective divine feminine is so active right now. The internal world, I've already talked to this through this whole reading today. The internal world, we need to turn within. We need to turn to the great mystery within us. We need to turn into the energetics coming through us, because the physical world is not sustainable, reliable right now. The way we're doing it needs to change, and that's starting an internal revolution within, and that is gonna, if you have mother wounds, it's going to help heal them. So what's the difference of a mother wound? A mother wound is a woman who shows up too much in their vanity, doesn't feel beautiful, is insecure, might be actual fighting with their mother. It can show up as jealousy, insecurity, aggression, hyper-masculinity, hyper-independence. And I feel like some of that's been going on, which is why you were unclear, because you had a really good life single. You had a really great experience single, and you were kind of like, is this the one? But you had such a strong connection, you went forward with it anyway. And then now this has happened, and you're like, what the hell? So honestly, it's about turning within. It's about really getting in touch with your own inner feminine. It's about surrendering and matriarchal power, mother feminine power, divine feminine power. She's the leader. She's the energetic. She's the dreamer. She's the one who's tapped into intuition, and she's tapped into the ethereal realms, which we create on the energy realms first. So you create from there, and you're going to create solutions. You're going to create solutions by going within. You're going to create solutions by following your heart and your soul and your passions right now beyond this. This is still going on. This will still be going on, but don't let it take up all your time. Don't be obsessed with it. Start to pull your energy back to yourself, call it home, and start to be like, what am I doing with my life? What direction am I going? I'm not going to wait for this person. They have their own karmic stuff that they're going through right now, and their challenges that they're making. I'm not saying leave them behind either, but I'm going to plan from my perspective and my life and from what I need, and then I'm going to move forward. And if it's all meant to be, nothing will go past you, and they're going to just join you, because they're going through their own stuff. Some of it you're going to do together. That's why you're having this challenge right now and you're together. Or some of it you're going to do a little bit independently and create some interdependence, where you each have your own worlds and your own foundation and structure that you've built, but then you're also going to bring it back together, and you're going to create stuff together. And maybe that's another thing. Remember I said to look at the relationship. So like, are you having date nights? What are you doing on those date nights? Are you fighting? Are you arguing? Are you talking about stuff? Are you talking over each other? Do you let your partner talk? Do you give them space to share their emotions? As soon as they start sharing, do you shut them down? Do you shut them up? So just notice these things and be aware. This isn't advice meant to make guilt or shame. It's advice about how are you showing up in the relationship. And so on your date nights, can you make it more about romance and discovering each other and being excited about each other again? Not about house stuff, not about kids, if kids are involved. I'm kind of getting more that this is for couples that kids are out of the house, and you might be getting to re-know each other, or it's like a newer relationship. Like I said, there's quite a few in these groups. We as a collective are split into groups of similar frequencies, and we are going through and experiencing different challenges together because we are all one. And we are, as we win and we create inner harmony within ourselves and inner balance and inner healing, we start to help all the people in the same frequency. That's why general readings work, because there can be groups of people going through quite similar things in slightly different ways or just at varying levels. Anything else for this? As you come into your soul, as you come into reflection of like what you are needing and what you are doing, you're actually going to really create solutions, and all that nervousness will go away, and all that clarity, like your clarity will shift, because clarity doesn't come from outside yourself. Clarity comes from you inside yourself deciding something, and if it's in alignment with your soul, it's going to work even better. But you're deciding something, and you are, oh my goodness, there's a lot of cards. You are going on that path, and if it's aligned with soul, it's going to happen even quicker. There's going to be a lot of resources and everything that just show up. But you are also your own soulmate. I feel they're telling me to remind you, your guides and angels. Let's pull some more cards. Okay, so this is inviting you to look again with the reflection piece, because we're in that Phoenix season. What have you sacrificed to come here? What have you given up to have love? And I invite you to look at this not just because I think sometimes we get into relationships and partnerships and we think we have to give these things up because, and we think we convince ourselves, oh, it's fine to give these things up because we don't, we have the person that we love, that person that we need. And I'm really feeling a lot of that energy right now. So it's very codependent. So I would again reflect on that and look and just see, like, again, it's just reminding you, like, what did you sacrifice to come here? And was it worth it? Now you got to revive it. That's the Phoenix season. If you see my short that I posted today, maybe that message is for you. It's Phoenix season. Maybe you're reviving passions of your youth, things that you gave up for this relationship. They need to come back. You standing as a sovereign being, doing your own things, is so attractive and igniting to your partner, both of you, both sides. Doesn't matter if you're in the more feminine or the masculine energies. It is so, so beautiful to be in this space and so attractive and alluring to each other. So maybe they're bringing back the passion that way by looking at what you've sacrificed and then now integrating it into your life, going for it. Take that class, take that skill, go through and take that course, go to that retreat, go to that workshop. Maybe you guys go to counseling together. Maybe you guys go to couples retreats together. That would be really beneficial for you, and make it spiritually based or aligned with your belief system. And just stop sacrificing what it is you need, what it is you want, and stop dulling your voice. I think it's you not speaking up most of the time, although they did it too, but they didn't have the words. So, connection. We talked about this already a little bit. Connection. How can you build more connection between you guys? How can you start to date again and make it exciting and get to know each other? What are the little things? I know you might be mad right now. You might be feeling unclear, but what are little things that you can do that are authentically, not out of obligation, not out of guilt, not because I said it in the card reading, but what kind of stuff could you do for your partner right now that you, that would build love and intimacy and connection? That comes from the heart. Only do it if you feel like you're going to do it, but do it. Give it freely. And how can you give that love and give that out and release any kind of power struggles of like, well, they did this to me, and so now I'm not going to give this. Like, release all the withholding. Only do it if you feel like it, and only do it if you can give it freely. Okay, so how's your connection doing? What are you sacrificing here? Are you in a power struggle? Illusions. So this whole thing's been about this. Your illusions have been ripped off. Your blinders have been ripped off, and now you're in real life. And there's a high rate of divorce and breakups in our population right now because we have that instant gratification. We can go on a dating app. We think we can find someone else, although pure love and true love doesn't just snap and work like that. But we all live in a little bit of Maya. We all live in a little bit of illusions as we first start to be with somebody, because we have those blinders on, we have those love blinders. And now as things get real, can you still cultivate connection? Can you stop sacrificing yourself and bring back the polarities of desire and attraction? And even with the illusions, can you still love? Can you still choose that person? Because in the end, a relationship is choosing that person over and over again. And if it feels right for you and you want to go and find something new, you can try that. But true love, real love, is not that easy to just go and get. Although society might make us think that, and we have a lot of illusions about that right now. You attracted each other for a reason. You attracted this situation. You both do still have love and attraction for each other. So you are definitely, you are still exploring that. They're still there. That's why you're still here. That's why you're trying to work it out. And so that is worth exploring, but start to turn some of that energy again towards yourself. How are you showing up as attraction pieces? How are you? A little loud there, so I had to just take a pause. But attraction, how are you? We attract the right person for our lives right now. We attract the things to heal because we're in an evolutionary phase on this planet, in the collective. Okay, so what have you attracted? Again, we're looking at the patterns. We're looking at what's going on in our life, and start to change your inner dialogue. Start to really know yourself so you know what you can change. Go to school, go to courses, like I said. You can start to shift things. Go to counseling, go to therapies. There's different coaches out there. There's all kinds of help. This is the beauty of our society right now. The amount of help and technology, and honestly, I believe that most people are good. Inherently, there's way more good people on the planet than bad, but we're kind of taught the opposite. And if we've been burned, we get a little scared and we're untrusting. But you have the power to attract everything that you need right now to solve this. Okay? And solutions, let go of attachment to solutions being exactly the way that you want in our head, because that's another trap that our ego personality can set for us. But be open to solutions that are like miraculous. Be open to solutions that are healing, and you can attract everything that you need. Open yourself up to your guides, to your soul. Sit with your higher self and do these reflections I said, and ask for help, and then let it in. Become like a yes person and just see where it takes you. Okay. Well, we know your heartbreak has happened there, but when our heart breaks, it cracks us open to give more light and love. It cracks us open to be more beautiful. It cracks us open to be more of who we are. And if we don't fall into it, if we don't create all these stories around our worthiness and our vulnerabilities and how we don't deserve it and something's wrong with us, and really get into the negative of it and make ourselves to blame and use guilt and shame and beat ourselves up and think, oh, why am I attracting this? What's wrong with me? That kind of thinking, you can really use this as treasures. And so this reading is your sign today to take all of this heartbreak into a different direction. Okay? There's a lot of family patterns and family dynamics with the mother-father wound. That's interesting. That would come up. There's a lot of family dynamics that have that kind of thinking, kind of guilt and shame and beating yourselves up. And if you aren't chosen as a partner, then something's wrong with you. And then if people cheat or do this thing, something's wrong with you. Like, that's not true. That is not true. It may have been true once upon a time, which I don't even think. I think that's just a corruption of patriarchal society. But just when there was less people and things going on. But now there's so many people on this planet, and we're all anchoring different vibrations right now, which is the beauty of the growth of this planet. It's what's going to set us free and help evolve us. And in that, we can do whatever we want. We can be single for the rest of our lives if we wanted to be, and happy to do it. There was a time where women couldn't even vote or live without a man. So as a woman, that's very powerful. Okay? Honestly, we are meant to connect in this life. So working through challenges, like a lot of the times, it's easier to just leave. It's way easier to just leave. And if there's abuse, 100% leave. Get out of there right now. Do not take any abuse, and you start to put all your energy into yourself. You become your own soulmate. You work on your own wounds that attracted the abuse. You work on your own jealousies and clear that can create attachment and the obsession pieces. But if it's just a relationship where two imperfect humans have made a mistake, seek some help, seek some support. Keep working through it. You guys can do it. So you fell in love really quickly. And you're kind of, remember I talked about that obsession thing, and you're kind of like, oh gosh, I made a mistake. It was so fast, we rushed in. That's another thing in our society, we are rushing into things. And maybe this will be a lesson for you if it didn't work out the way that you hoped, or if you end up being on your solo journey again. You won't move as fast next time. You'll be more discerning. You'll make sure you're more compatible. You'll save your energy for yourself, and you won't just give it to anybody, and you won't fall too much into an obsessive attraction. But it's okay. Like, love does happen. We do know our souls recognize each other. We know our contracts when we see them. So also don't judge yourself for being here. Okay? If two souls recognize each other, you had a contract. All right? So for some of you, this is karmic. And for some of you, this will end with you guys separating. Okay? And you'll know that in your heart. And it may shake you right now, even as I say it, because you know, and you're not ready to know. But don't blame yourself for falling fast. Your soul knows. Your soul knows when they meet someone. So see, and for most of you, it is true love. You will work through this. You will make it. Everyone makes mistakes. As long as we learn from our mistakes and we never repeat those mistakes again, love will flourish. Love will win. And like I said, it's really easy to leave a relationship. It's a lot harder to stick it out. Be vulnerable. Talk about the feelings. Look at what's not working and try to work through that. So, just going to pull a couple more cards. So I kind of want to see. So I always do the Earth Star and the Soul Star chakras in my healing sessions. So I wanted to do that here in this reading to see like what chakras does your partner have to balance to get integrated with their Earth Star. So the Earth Star chakra holds the whole, your whole soul's incarnations. It's like a living program that you brought with you to come here, and your soul star chakra is all the resources. It's the connection to your soul. It's the connection to, I just want to see what they're thinking about you. Oh my goodness. Again, they have so much to say. These ones fell. Okay. All right. So your partner right now, they need to heal their throat chakra. So to balance their soul stars, they need to speak up. They need to find their words, and they're finding it. They are a little blocked though. There's a lot of stress going on for them. The stress of losing you, the situation could be really part of that. They're scared to say the wrong thing, but they do need a sacral chakra healing and a throat chakra healing. So I always say this: if you've had sex, they've been inside you, everyone's been in a womb somehow, some way, you can pray for them. When we have sex with somebody who's not our twin flame, a soulmate, we stay connected to them for at minimum 7 years. If it's a twin flame, you're always connected. It doesn't matter. You can have sex once or never. You're never parted. You're always one. But in this particular case, it's soulmate, and I'm getting really big soulmate vibes on this. And this reading could pertain to a division in a twin flame as well, though. You could be not talking right now, and you could be just thinking about wanting it to work out. All of this could apply to a twin flame relationship. So take that how you want to. But they really need, their throat chakra is needing some frequency adjustments, and their sacral chakra, they're really having phoenix season, a burning up of their identification, who they were and who they want to be and who they're becoming. So it's really coming out for them. And for whoever's found this reading, I'm feeling very strongly like they are doing their work. They don't want to do this again. They feel terrible that they hurt you and betrayed this connection. They love you, and they want to make it work. So I hope this helps. Let's look at some messages of what they're feeling. I feel you even though we are apart. So you've had some separation. You're still connected, just like I said, that's 7 years at least. I wish I could take back my words. So they've said some things that they regret. So that's another thing that you can look at within yourself, or remind them, or just set a rule to build more connection back, to build more forgiveness. Start to set some boundaries and say, like, we're not allowed to talk when we're angry. We're not allowed to say things that we don't mean. Okay? Because we love each other and we're going to continue to respect each other. That's another thing lacking in relationships these days, is mutual respect. And when there's a fight, it doesn't have to be vicious or violent. Okay? They feel like you're leaving them behind. That's that nervousness we've seen at the very beginning. And your consciousness is evolving. If you found this reading, your consciousness is the highest one in the relationship right now. It doesn't mean you're better than anybody. It just means you're on a different frequency with a different vibration, and you're anchoring this at a higher frequency, and you're waiting for your partner to come and meet you there. Your connection is really strong with each other. They're really afraid that because you guys move so fast, maybe the timing wasn't right. Maybe some of you are going through that twin flame separation I talked about. So maybe you're just having a spiritual catalyzation right now, which is what this is for you, even if you're not in twin flame, because we're in twin flame season right now. It's very highly charged of the feminine, masculine collective healing, and that's the epitome of twin flame, but twin flame journey. But honestly, there's both of you thinking like maybe the timing wasn't right. Maybe you moved too fast. We already talked about this in the reading, and that's okay to have those fears. It doesn't necessarily mean they're true just because you're thinking it. Both of you are grateful for what you're learning here. Like I said, you're integrating that wisdom and that knowledge, and you're learning so much about love and about your expression and about your own temptations and insecurities. And so at a soul level, you scripted this and you are grateful for it, and your person knows that, whether they consciously admit that to you or not. So your partner's overworking, just trying to, I think they're overworking on themselves, to be honest. They're really, really feel bad that this has happened. And they're also burying themselves in work just to try to forget you. Like, not forget you, but like they're just trying to like forget their pain. They're kind of running from themselves a little bit here too. So friendly reminders, maybe you guys have like some working through session dates where you actually get to talk about this. Maybe therapy is involved, or a therapist or a mediator. But really allowing yourselves to have that communication, to open up the heart chakra and be able to tell each other in a safe space how you feel without being angry or vicious or hurting each other more. And that will bring down some of that overworking, overdoing, overthinking that you both are having because of the obsession, jealousy cards that came up for you. So they don't want to be friend zoned. They don't want to go back to just being friends. They know that the soulmate connection and the true love is here. And they don't want to be friend zoned again. They don't want to go back to just being friends. That's their own fears and things they're going to have to work out. For you, I think you've forgiven enough that you're like, I'll always be friends. That's probably what they're picking up on, is making them a little nervous. And then they're going to admit that they're wrong to you. They knew exactly what they were doing, but they didn't also, because they're operating from wounds. And then our mind starts to beat us up and say like, oh, well, I knew, and I shouldn't have done that. And oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. Like, we go through that cycle because a part of us does know, but that's how we learn. Like, that's how we learn, and that's how we learn to control ourselves better, and that's how we learn to show up better for each other. And this is how we learn to show up better for everybody in our life, is through these mistakes. And if this mistakes are really emotional and you're not, I'm gonna guess you're not a sociopath or a narcissist if you found this channel in their readings, but you are, because they don't look to guidance, right? But you are, you're dealing with a really good person here. They have a good heart, and they were just kind of trying in a moment of self-discovery. They made a big mistake, and they're beating themselves up for it in that vibe of like, I knew what I was doing and I don't know why I did it. I did it anyway. And now it's cost me so much. It's like cost me so much more than I thought like I wanted to pay. And now they're really regretting it. Be patient. Be patient with yourself. Do your inner work. Do your own inner work. Get your own self, your own house sorted. Where are you going? Who's going with you? What are you doing? What kind of life do you want to have? How are you going to create that? What gaps do you have now? Get that stuff sorted and let them take responsibility for their own, whatever they need to take. And I'm seeing this bringing you back together in a really strong way, just because of the attraction and connection that you have. All right. And let's just check on yours. Okay, so your heart chakra, that's your heartbreak. You're healing that, you're mending that. It's going to bring you back into your purpose, but that's also the reflection I talked about. You are going to come back into your purpose by turning inside. What is your heart telling you you need to do? What have you been sacrificing in your life to please others, or to maybe chase after this life you thought you wanted that now you no longer believe in because it wasn't really real in the first place? What does your soul want? What have you been sacrificing from your soul? Get in tune with your heart. What has your heart been trying to tell you about your life and your direction? Where should you be going? And then your root chakra. So your earth star chakra will come into balance with your heart chakra, and your soul star chakra will come into balance by working on your root chakra. And so this was that thing I talked about earlier about how are you showing up for yourself? Do you believe you can create? Do you have your own resources? Do you have your own abilities? Are you too reliant on your partner? And also this is a healing for the root chakra because this was your person. You feel like your tribe, you're uprooted, your home, your tribe, the safety that you felt with them, it needs to be healed. But ask for Holy Spirit to help, ask for Creator to help, ask for forgiveness. Forgive yourself first for any mistakes you might perceive that you have made, moving too fast, obsession, jealousy, whatever it is that you're also blaming yourself for and beating yourself up for. And then start to seek the spiritual lessons in this. What are you learning? What are you doing? I have moon maps on my website that are beautiful integrations of questions and proper reflection that's grounded in spirit of like how to build deeper intimacy. What is it you want from relationships? How to process a breakup. So if you're interested in those, you can go to my website and check out our moon maps. Well, I love you. I will pray for you. I call the Holy Spirit down upon you right now to give you a beautiful blessing and to give you peace and direction in this, and to just give you some relief from overthinking, and to give you new direction within to yourself and into your own self-care. I know that journey can be extremely hard, but you are built for it and you can do it. You have the courage, the bravery, the wisdom. Your partner and you are very connected, and as you pull forward, as you claim your matriarch energy and surrender to your divine feminine and claim your divine feminine power, you're going to guide both of you into a healing as well. So I love you, and I'm trusting this helps. If you love this, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe. And I'd be grateful if you share it with your friends or whoever this resonates with. I love you, and I'll see you in the next reading. Hi, Patu. So we have the Carnelian here. I turned her over because she's just so beautiful. And we have the card of yoga, Babaji. So this group, when I channeled you in, was very, very much about a solo journey right now. You might be already doing yoga, you might be teaching yoga, yoga might be a big part of your lifestyle, or you might be just starting to get into yoga. But yoga is a journey that you are choosing into health, and yoga is a journey that you are choosing into your own inner development, and to know the truth about yourself. To know the truth about yourself and your inner being. And it's about connecting to your own inner wisdom and your own intuition, and then using the manual of the body to heal itself and to bring medicine in, whether it's anxiety or stress relieving. Anxiety or stress relieving, you are just, yoga's calling you. Pranayama is very helpful. everything is very helpful. Maybe some of you are going to go to a yoga retreat and meet somebody. Okay. So this was some of that. So yoga is so much more than just stretching. It is this ancient honed science that really connects you with your highest frequency, your highest way of being, and your highest love. And there are guides and angels that are connected to that. And yoga is just like a beautiful way to enact sacred geometry and codes of healing into the auric field in the system. And a lot of people on the yogic path are kind of on a journey, and I'm kind of sensing for this group that you've been solo for a while and you're really looking for a partner, or maybe you have connected to somebody and it's twin flame-ish, where you're just having a lot of challenges and you're separated right now. Yeah. So either way, I feel like I really feel like I'm talking to two people on a solo journey. One that is going through this agony of a twin flame separation, and then the other who is really using yoga to just explore and bound forward and quantum jump and quantum leap and discover yourself right now and discover how you play and interact into the world. Maybe 3 plus what I said before. So let's pull, that's funny, I just said that. Let's pull these cards that I just pulled for us as I was talking. Let's see. Okay, so the X, healing from past breakups takes time. So this is what I said. Some of you are going through a twin flame separation. You're really working on your healing journey right now. Some of you might have just had a bad breakup, which has caused you to find yoga and that solo journey, and you're just really exploring yourself, and you're creating your own boundaries. You're creating like boundaries and structures and containers for your energy, for which to grow your soul, and also just to say no more to the universe. Like, I'm not accepting that. I am not accepting this type of relationship, and I'm not available for those dynamics anymore. And that's a really beautiful way to kind of put your foot down to the universe. You've been kind of in a hermit mode. You've been hiding away. It's kind of a part of yoga. But you're really making like a beautiful life for yourself. I see you just living in a really beautiful, comfortable home. And you've been spending a lot of time with nature. And it's just been really, really healing for you. And it's been really helping you integrate some of the most authentic parts of yourself in your layers, which is giving you the courage to speak your boundaries, to speak your truth, and to not allow anyone to transgress on you or to really work through the past. Okay, so good job. Your angels are clapping and cheering for you as I see this card. But it is starting to try to come back to community, which is the beautiful thing about yoga too, because there is communities that you can connect into. You've been enjoying yourself. You've been really relaxed about all of this. Even though you've been working really hard, you've been knowing how to play, how to enjoy yourself, how to relax, how to rest. And you're really letting go and moving away from any emotional baggage. You really want to show up into your next relationship, which I feel like is coming for you, without any baggage. You really want to show up as one of the best versions of yourself. You know, at this point in your journey that you're always a work in progress, but you're really going to try to show up as much of yourself as you can without any of that baggage. You're highly passionate, and passion is very, very important to you. You may be someone who is in the past, kind of disintegrated relationships or given up relationships over sex, because you carry a lot of Shakti energy. You carry a lot of feminine, wild energy that is now being anchored for you through yoga, and you're actually coming into a really powerful period where you're really peaceful, but you're really ignited, and you're going to have a lot of creativity flowing through you. And when your person comes in, you're going to have a lot of passion. I see that your next relationship is going to be extremely peaceful and extremely passionate. And you guys are going to get out in nature a lot. It's going to be a really good match for you, and I'm really excited for you for that, because you're about to get a gift. So that's what I was seeing coming up. You are about to get a gift from the universe, and it is coming for you. the things that you've been calling in for, the intentions you've been setting. Like if you found this reading, you are on that path. Like you are powerfully engaged in this, and the universe has seen your work, and you didn't do it to get a gift, but you're going to get gifts. You're getting blessings. A new person is coming into your life. You can see that really clearly. And also financial stability. I see a lot of financial stability on the horizon for you if it hasn't already started. You are just, oh, that's so cool. Everything around you is feeling like a gift to you right now. You're just so full of gratitude and passion. You're actually just saying that you're, I hear the guide saying like, yeah, you've been like just feeling overwhelmed with gratitude because everything's been feeling like a gift. Like your friends, your family, like everything's just really on point because you're really letting go of the past, letting go of boundaries. You weren't afraid to go inside yourself in your depths, and you did it in a really relaxed way. And you processed what you needed to process on your own, so it didn't affect anybody else. And now you're coming into this frequency of alignment that's going to be so powerful and so strong for you. And that's probably why you chose Carnelian, because that stone is just a really powerful integrator of inner wisdoms and balancing the lower chakras with the higher chakras, and you have come into a really, really nice balance. You still have some work to do. You've still got some things going out. We have the Phoenix season, but for you, you've rebirthed and you're entering the phase of the Phoenix where you are just creating new, and it's going to be so beautiful. Okay, so this card fell out. It was my fantasy. So you really know what you want. Like in all of this thing, you've been really clear in knowing what you didn't want from your past relationship, creating boundaries, but you've also been creating like a vision. Like I know what my fantasy is, and it's rooted in my soul. It's rooted in authenticity. It's rooted in reality. So it's not a fantasy per se of that, but it's like you still daydream about it. You're still creating it. And because you got so clear with the universe, don't let it throw you when it comes true, because it's coming. Like it is coming. Okay, so just be ready for it, because especially since you've been alone for quite a bit, it can kind of throw you off when this happens. For those of you that are in a twin flame separation right now, maybe I should do a whole thing on that, but you are still definitely connected energetically, and you're creating energy boundaries where that's concerned, because their stuff is their stuff and your stuff is your stuff. And you are really working on your own self to just create a lot of peace and relaxation and let all that baggage go and just know what's yours and know what's not yours. And now you're getting a passion for life again, because you're choosing from your soul, you're choosing from your heart. And you're actually, this card to me talks to me about the telepathic communication between you two. So really trust that, really trust the dreams, really trust the oneness that you always are. And just know that one of my favorite things that I've heard said about a twin flame journey is like, it's not what you get, it's who you are becoming. And just know that all of this is just making you have the most beautiful expression. And you might have noticed that some people just pull right away from you because your energy is so intense and strong right now, but that's okay. Just let them be, because you have your boundaries, and do not dull your light for anybody, because that energy starts to wake other people up around you. So they wanted me to remind you of that. Let's see what the other one is. You have a really good mindset right now. You're keeping it really simple. You're not overcomplicating things. You're literally being like, how do I want to feel? And you're going forward and making goals from that. And you're calling in a person that is going to be just as committed to passionate love as you. And yeah, so for the ones that haven't met their twin flame yet and are just riding the waves of purity and like love, this is just, how do I want to feel? Both of you are choosing from that. Even if you've been separated from your twin flame, you've been like pulling it back to keep it really simple and make it uncomplex of like, how do I want to feel? Okay, I do have this feeling, I want you, I want us forever, but you're not ready and I'm not chasing, and I need to work on myself. Because of all the things that this brought up in me, you're going to get more gifts from that spiritual treasure in looking into yourself and reflecting. And that's a huge sign of the Phoenix season. So if you feel guided, you could watch the beginning of pile 1, because it talks a lot about the reflection period of like how to reflect within yourself and where to start, because there's inner gems inside. But if you're finding this reading and you're already on the yogic path, you already have the tools, so use them. What are you afraid of? What kind of things were triggered in your past relationship? What were some of the boundaries you need to set? Where were some of the places you need to speak up? What is it that you want? Where are you going? And how do you want to feel? And let that guide you forward. What are you creating in your life right now? What is your highest fantasy of your life? What is your highest dreams? Tell the universe, and it's going to, you have blessings here. It's going to help you manifest it really swiftly. You're probably already seeing that. You're probably like manifesting Maverick right now. So this card's interesting. Will you listen? I'm getting it like you're on your own. You're on your own frequency right now. But you are like, are you listening to the feedback you're getting from your environment? Are you seeing the signs? Are you too caught up in your own rhythm, in your own dance to hear guidance that's coming on around you? I feel like there might be something missing here that you might be missing. So really pay attention, really look for the signs. Don't read too much into them. I feel like you're doing okay with that. But like, there's some things coming up for you. If they haven't already, okay? Don't worry. If you don't hear the first time, the universe will try again. And this is, oh, will you believe me? So remember I said, don't let it throw you. If it happens really quick, don't talk yourself out of it, because it's possible you have cultivated a really powerful frequency of manifestation, and like it's coming, and it's I see it. You're going to be like, what? No, this can't possibly, like, no. What? No. Is it? And because of some of the past experiences or some of the heartache that you just worked through, you're going to be like, I don't know. But you're also going to be there for it. So use your intellect. So your new person coming into your life, they're going to just love your spiritual connection. They're going to love your intellect. They're going to love your intuition and all of the vibrancy that you bring to life from your passion, from your connection, from your just like how beautiful this gift of the spiritual path you're following has been for you. And your partner's just going to love that and eat that up as well. And they're ready for it. The partner that you're attracting right now is like, the one I'm seeing for you, they know it. If you're in the twin flame thing, the twin flame that's running does not know it, but they're still experiencing it, and it's still like shifting perspective for them. They're starting to be like, oh, well, we do have a connection, and it is beyond that. I feel like you've already talked to them about it, and they were just kind of like, okay, and then now they're like, oh, okay, yeah. And your new partner is just going to be so in alignment with you of like, oh my gosh, I love that you do that. Oh my gosh, you have psychic abilities. Oh my gosh, you're intuitive. Like, that's so cool. How did you know that? Oh my gosh, you knew this. And they're going to want to cultivate that in themselves and marry you and match you. Your twin flame is already doing it. It's happening for them, whether they like it or not. So some of you on the twin flame journey, this one's easy. You do feel lost without them. You feel lost without them. But you are taking that energy because you have enough spiritual maturity and wisdom now, and you're putting it back into your path. You're putting it back into yourself. You're putting it back into your betterment and building the life that you want. Now, for some of you, your last relationship, you felt really lost, but you found it. You found the path, and you are watching for the signs. You're building your vision. You've kept it really simple, and you're moving forward. And that lost, you're not lost anymore. You are feeling so confident and strong on your path, and you're really coming into like a celebration of coming out of this loss, because you were really down. This was really big heartbreak for you. There was a lot of baggage here, but it was such a catalyzation, this last relationship that you had. I may have even two kind of catalyzations for you. Some of you, if you haven't met the twin flame, you might have had a little series of catalyzations in dating that have really had caused you to feel lost, but it also ignited you to find your way. It ignited you to create the vision. It ignited you to bring it back to simplicity. It ignited you to use your own intelligence in combination with universal wisdom, and you co-partnered with the universe to create this path forward, okay? And you can relax because everything that you've worked so hard for is coming for you, and you don't have to worry too much about this. So I'm seeing here in the past that you had some dynamics that I feel the need to tell you that you have let go of them now. You've made energy boundaries. You've put your foot down to the universe. Like I said, you've gotten rid of some of the baggage, but this is some of the baggage that was leaving you. You were often ghosted because your consciousness and your energy was too big for the people that you were pursuing. And also it wasn't the right time. You really had to have some of those losses go on for you. You definitely experienced a lot of loss. I'm really feeling that you've it's really heavy. It's really painful. You had some things, but like, I honestly, I don't want to keep clapping but I want to keep clapping. Like, everyone's just cheering for you on your guides, your ancestors, because you have taken this past, you've taken this pain, and you have transmuted it into something so beautiful and so peaceful and so wonderful that you have let go of the baggage. You have let go of the boundaries, and the person coming in, they won't make you feel like this. You are going to leave these cycles. And if anything, I feel like now you have such strong boundaries that if someone's treating you a certain way, you're just going to ghost them, or you're going to tell them straight up, like, this isn't working for me. This doesn't align with who I am, and I'm going to have to go, because you just don't even have time for anyone to waste your energy anymore. You don't have time for anyone to just even come in and just try to take like from you without giving back a very beautiful reciprocal relationship. All right, so let's see. For a new person coming in, what do they think about you? Oh, they think you're not available. Okay, so be careful of giving off too much boundaries where you're cutting people off. And your ex too, not available. I wish I could share my good news with you. So your twin flame might be feeling this too. Your ex is feeling the disconnect. Your ex is feeling the healing. They're sorry. Timing just wasn't right for us. Twin flame, that would be your runner for sure. And I bury myself in work to forget you. So someone from your past, your ex, is really energetically trying to reach out to you and connect to you, but you are so in tune and you have such a high frequency, it's not even sticking. And they're probably feeling lost without you, and they're probably feeling how you cut them off, but you had to do it for your own health, and it's really, really good for you. I'm really proud of you. And you know, twin flames come into union and reunion. I'm not going to go into all of that on here. There's so many channels you can look up, but it's definitely worth looking into if you're having a really hard time with your ex and your twin flame reunion. For those of you that have already moved on and created this new energy and are dating and seeking, you just don't even have time for these energies. You're not going back to being lost, and you already know that it wasn't going to work out, so you left it, and you can send them love. Maybe add that in. Make sure you're not mad at them still anymore, the exes. Make sure there's forgiveness and just send them back in love. Okay, so I'm going to go into your soul star chakra and your earth star chakra. This came up on the last reading, but in reverse. Okay, so to bring your earth star chakra into balance, you're going to work on your root chakra. You've already been doing it. You're integrating your soul family. You're integrating, well, I think now you're coming more out of like, will you listen? I think you're coming more into like integration of like coming back into the world. So that will be your root chakra. You're attracting your soul tribe right now. You're really building your finances. You're really building your path to success. And you have that clear vision like I talked about. So this is really good for you. And it's really in alignment with your earth star chakra, which is great because the earth star chakra holds everything you scripted and contracted to come do on this planet. That's beautiful. And then heart chakra is going to help you with your soul star chakra. So like I just said, I think there is still some energetics between you and your ex that just need to be cleaned up a little bit. So some forgiveness, some just, yeah, forgiving people for being where they're at, and loving yourself enough to move forward like you have, but forgiving yourself. Forgive yourself for the mistakes you made. Forgive them for the mistakes they made. Everyone's just showing up the best they can. Okay. And I know there's like a lot of abuse out there, and there's a lot of like narcissists and sociopath and all that stuff, but we really don't know what people are struggling with. We really don't know the traumas that they went through. And sometimes people are spewing their pain all over the place. They don't mean to be. I know that I was very wounded from my childhood, and I spewed my pain all over the place when I was younger, and I used to beat myself up for it, and it's just really not necessary. Like, I was wounded. I didn't mean to hurt anybody, and as soon as I knew better, I did better, and as soon as I never repeat the mistake again, it clears it, it heals it, it atones it, it's done. So just remember that, and try to extend that compassion to others, because it's just going to create, the more compassion that you have, the more heart opening you have, the faster you're going to attract your partner, and the faster you're going to attract your best partner, and just bring in some heart healing for that. So I really hope that you enjoyed this reading, and if you feel inclined, you can go to pile 1, but that one's really about people who are connected and in relationship, but it might have some messages for you in there about the reflection pieces. And I pray over you that you are just guided and unfolded, and that the Holy Spirit comes in and just helps you with whatever you need and whatever you're building. And I love you, and I'll see you soon. Hi, pile 3. If you picked this beautiful blue Celestine heart and the card of St. Francis, this is your reading. So follow your heart. Getting for a lot of you right now that there's a lot of loneliness I'm feeling here. I feel like your heart's been broken and you're scared to reconnect with people. You're really reflecting on the past and just wondering if you made the right choices and what your next direction is. You just got out of a relationship. It was a bad breakup, and you're just really wondering about that. You're wondering if you lost your person. You're wondering if you made a mistake. Maybe you were the one to do something that caused the breakup. You just really need to be gentle with yourself right now. You really just need to let yourself be in a healing phase. You just went through, it's Phoenix season. You just went through a big burn up. Like you burned up. You burned up everything that wasn't working for you. And now you're kind of in the aftermath wondering, like, did I make a mistake? Was this the right choice? And where am I going next? Like, you really had a strong connection and you wonder if it's the one. And you're just really needing a lot of closure. But closure's gonna come from yourself, from your own heart, from following within to see what you learned. And like I said in one of the other readings, I do have moon maps available. They're journal templates that are guided with spirit for proper reflection. I have a breakup one in there, a relationships one. There is one for healthy intimacy. Those are all really great places to start if you don't know how to look inside yourself or you've been scared, you want some direction. But not all connections are gonna have closure. I think for some of you, this relationship was very toxic and very abusive, and you had to kind of leave on the fly, and you're not gonna get closure there. I'm sorry, my love. Not from the outside. You're gonna get closure from the inside. You're gonna get closure from your higher self, your guide. I feel like if you found this channel, you meditate. You are on the spiritual path. You're on the spiritual journey, and you're already connected to your guides, and you just need to ask them for help and let them in. How can you create closure? our feminine energy, because we all have masculine and feminine within us, but our feminine energy is self-sustaining. It knows how to heal. Visit some of those inner temples, ask for help. Isis, Sekhmet, Hecate, they will all help you. Hecate is the goddess of the underworlds. She helps to guide people through, that's why she has the torches. She helps to guide people through their path and through any dark nights of the soul, and that's what you're in right now, my love. Be really gentle with yourself. They want you to celebrate yourself. They want you to celebrate your strength and your courage and your bravery that it took for you to leave this connection, because you did love. Even in toxic connections, there still is real love. And sometimes they're the hardest to leave because they're your best and your worst friend. And they just, you get the good times and you think, okay, it's going to work out. And then it goes right back into a bad. And then you start having more bad than good. And then you just start to really know it's time to go. And you really followed your heart. You could have stayed there longer and you could have drugged this out. And you would have been madder at yourself. But they actually want you to forgive yourself and just start celebrating. And then reach out to who has loved you through this, who is still there, who matters most to you, and start to celebrate them. And if you're solo right now, if you're in a transition of even attracting your soul tribe, because sometimes toxic relationships push out our friends, celebrate yourself. Be your own best friend. Show up. Ask your angels and guides to help you, because they're there. They're trying to hold you. They're trying to help you. You have this thing going on right now where you don't really feel like you deserve love. Nothing ever works out for you kind of mindset, and I feel like that's what's being challenged to let go. The person that you left had secrets. You knew that they had secrets. That's part of the reason that you left, and you made a good decision. Those secrets would have harmed you. If they haven't already, they would have harmed you eventually, and you needed to get out of there. So you need to just really keep focused on that, because what will happen is you will start to get lonely and miss them, especially if you're solo without your soul tribe right now. So start calling that in. Let's call that in for you right now. Angels and guides, bring in their soul tribe. They need them. But secrets and illusions, they were playing a mask to you. They don't even know themselves, so they were really just trying to hide things from you, because they're confused, they're lost, they're wounded, and they were trying to project their wounds on you. And that's a pattern leaving the planet right now, is where people were putting karma, their own karma, onto other people, and we as light workers were accepting it unknowingly, and now that's ending for you. You're not going to do that anymore. You are going to, like, you already stopped it with this pattern. You already stopped it with this relationship. You're like, no, that's not mine. I'm not taking it. So yay, props to you. Let's clap that out, because you should be proud of yourself for listening to your inner intuition, because it was true. They had a strong mask on. They weren't letting you in. They weren't letting you see who they were. And they had a lot of secrets that would have harmed you if they didn't already. Like I said, very toxic relationship. True love's coming for you. You will have it. Don't worry. I know in these kinds of situations, you can think like, oh, I'm never going to find love. And this keeps happening. But this is actually because you claimed your power and you left so much sooner. Love's coming to find you. And again, it comes back to, like, you keep being reminded, like, you are your own true love. You are the most equipped to love yourself. Start loving yourself. What are you feeding yourself? What are you putting in your body? How are you moving? Are you working out? Are you getting outside? Are you getting fresh air? Are you doing things like staying inside and playing video games or drinking or partying to numb your pain? Don't do that. Stop doing that. Start being your own best friend, your own true self, and really just start to come back to, like, your own love. You deserve love, and you're the most equipped to love yourself first. Okay? But true love's coming for you too. And don't let it throw you if it happens sooner than you want. You thought it would. Hopefully you can clear this heartbreak out before they show up, so that you don't push them away. But just know what is yours will never go past you. So you are attracting all that you need to heal right now. Because of the strong message you sent out to the universe of, like, no, I will not accept this anymore. You are attracting so much to you. And I think maybe you should go back and look at pile 2's reading if that feels right for you, because that's really talking about using yoga to go on the solo path of the people already on it. But you might resonate to that. And it does talk about some twin flame stuff here. And I'm sensing for some of you, some of this was a twin flame stuff. So but you're a major attracting magnet right now, because you've let your heart be cracked open, and you are following your heart. You're not letting yourself close right up. You are very in awareness of like, that was yours, not mine. And F that, like, no, I'm not taking that on for you. Try to bless them if you're angry at them. I think some of you already are, but just try to bless them, and it'll just bring more love into your life. And look at this attraction and the star. Like, you are attracting, celebrate true love. You're attracting such good things to yourself right now that, again, don't let it throw you if it happens so fast. And this was in pile 2. This came up in pile 2. So just know that as you celebrate yourself, as you play, as you bring in fun energy, you're just attracting more and more of your own blessings. And just keep like feeding and nourishing the good inside of you. Like, what lights me up? What brings me joy? What makes me happy? And then keep going after that. Keep succeeding in that. Oh, and look, abundance is coming to you. I feel like your career and everything is going really, really well right now. And regardless of this, you're just like a little bit sad. Just like a little bit sad from what was going on. So let's do this in a different direction right now. Let's just see what your new person would say about you. If they're not perfect, whose is? They work a lot. And they're being guided to you right now. The universe is sending them a lot of directives. They might not even really know until they meet you, but they're gonna be like, whoa, everything was bringing me to this moment. That's so cool. That's your ex now. Let's see what your ex is saying. They have a lot of work to do on themselves, your ex. Oh. So, okay, so the new person, they're saying they're worried, they're a little nervous, they're not as together as they seem. They're going to be working a lot. They're just going to see so many things led you to each other. You're both going to see that. Your ex is, I wish I could take back my words. They have regret, and sometimes they stay awake thinking of you, and they try to pretend it doesn't bother them because they know you're not coming back. They know they messed up. And even though they feel regret, do not take them back, especially if it's abuse, because they're not changing. They have regret and they can feel regret, but it's not causing them to change. They're still pretending like nothing happened. They're still trying to blame you, and they're still just like, they're obsessed. They're literally obsessed because they're not taking any personal responsibility, and it's going to make them obsessed because the truth is the truth is the truth. And if they avoid it, it's going to linger. It's going to persist. Yeah, no, you did a good job. I'm proud of you. Yeah, look, I won't let you get close to me. They weren't even letting you in. So you made a good decision. You will be free. So much beauty is coming for you. You just got to accept it and open yourself to it. You honestly have so many blessings coming to you because you know your value and your worth. Even though you're a little wounded right now, you still showed it and you still are going forward. Ready to leave. It hindered your growth. It wasn't serving you because you're going to follow your dreams. So you're really in touch with that, and you want to keep following that inner intuition, even though it was really hard. It's still hard when you know it's right, like wrong, and you want to leave. It's still hard. But you are literally going after your dreams. You are so free to pursue it, and you know that there's better people out there. You know that there's good partners out there, and you really don't you're not gonna hold yourself into toxic connection and hold yourself back from that. And look at let me go. So you're wanting your ex to let you go. You're like, nah, let me go. I'm done with this. That's not like, we're done. I wish you well, but we're done. And look at, you hurt me. You created tears, and I don't accept that. That's not what love is to me. That's not what I'm going to be doing. Yeah. And whether regardless, I'm getting more of like other people's opinions. So there was a lot of maybe some religious things were going on in there. Maybe the family and you didn't see eye to eye. I feel like this wasn't really like a good match for you. Like, you had a lot of chemistry and passion, but they didn't really know themselves, and they were really cloistered and really tried to fit in with what society expected of them. And you were really wild and free, and you really follow your heart and your intuition, and you love so deeply that you will love into toxicity, which is actually quite normal. A lot of light workers do that. A lot of empaths do that, but you also had enough strength and boundaries to know, like, no, this is not healthy. And you're acting like you don't care about me, but you do. And you were letting other people's opinions like neglect me and mistreat me, and you didn't value me. You didn't value my contribution, and I deserve more than that. Like I said, there's other people out there that will be there for me, that will show up in love, that want love, and I deserve that. I know my worth. So your ex is very possessive over you. Oh, twin flame came up. It might be a twin flame disconnection if it felt really powerful. But if it is, you just need to ghost them right now. You need to cut them off, because if it is a twin flame connection, they're going to go through a spiritual catalyst that life will teach them to come out of this and heal from this. And you need to just cut off all connections, whether they're a twin flame or not. For some of you, that might be showing up that it is, and you should go watch pile 2 reading if that's true. Yeah, and they're gonna feel lost without you, and you're gonna feel that connection. But just keep putting your boundaries down. Keep putting out like a line and saying like, nope, that's your energy. This is mine, and that's it. And just really go no contact with your ex. Okay. It's going to really help your energy. It's going to call your energy home and bring it back. If you want, on one of my other channels, I have meditations, and there's a rooting meditation. Okay, so let's pull a card for Earth Star Chakra for you. I don't want to pull one for your ex. Oh, here we go, Soul Star. Okay, oh wow. So yeah, this is where your spiritual maturity is coming in, and this is where you're getting the big shifts for love. Your high heart chakra is reattuning its frequency, and you're really just getting in connected into like the we heart. So at first we start out in the I heart. I, me, I heal, I do this, I do that. And then we start to move into the we heart. How can I bring this to other people? How can we grow? How can we heal? How can we have a better experience? And the collective is healing and in an evolution right now. You can go to one of my other readings if you want to hear some more stuff about that. Some of the June readings had it, and the July readings will be out soon. But this is, well, this was the first July reading, but yeah, you're just attuning to your heart chakra, and it's coming out in your expression. And your sacral chakra is really connected to your Earth Star chakra right now, and you're really manifesting that abundance like we had seen earlier. You're really knowing that this is who I am, this is what I contribute, this is how I can help, and it's working. Like it's aligning, and people are resonating to it, and you are making an impact. And I love this for you. I love this balancing that you had, and you're going to be even freer now because you were elevating at a higher consciousness than your ex or your flame at this moment. And again, never better than anybody else, just different points in the path, different layers. But because you were resonating on that frequency, it's painful. Me and my friend were talking about this yesterday. It's painful to come down. It's painful to come down and carry something heavy back up and try to carry it up when it's not ready, because it's like dead weight. It's like, you know, like a little kid that doesn't want to be picked up. It's like, ugh, and it just sits, like they're just going to sit there with like all their weight, and they're so much heavier because they don't want to leave a place or something. That's kind of what you're doing with your ex. And that's like when you have to come down from a higher consciousness to try to drag people up with you, it's heavy. So yeah. So I'm really proud of you. Keep following your heart. Know good things are coming. Big blessings are coming. And if you love this reading, give it a thumbs up, share it, subscribe. We love to have you here. I post readings every single month, and I post shorts in between that. And it was wonderful connecting with you today. I love you very, very much, and you are always in my prayers. May many blessings come to you on your golden path, directing you. May the Holy Spirit guide you, all your guides and angels, and Creator that loves you. See you on the next one. If you like this video, please subscribe, click the link below,